Welcome back, everybody, to another video of the $1,000 to $10,000 challenge. This is pretty exciting for me to be doing this with everybody that can see. I hope that you take a ton away from this lesson, and hopefully you can integrate this into your day-to-day trading as well, or at least some of the skills involved to do this. So we're going to pick right up from where we left off in the last video. In the last video, we ended up talking about a few things. One was the rules. Two was how we were going to find the trades. And three, the strategies that we plan to use, which were kind of like same as each other, number 2 and 3. The strategies that we're using and how are we going to find them, etc. The strategy that we're using is developing the system to find the trades for us. And with these systems that we've built and implemented, it's going to help us find trades in a tremendous fashion, which you're going to see. So even though this is a bear market right now, we're still going to be able to find a tremendous amount of opportunities because of this type of alert system that we have in the Discord. If you've seen this before October the 1st, then that means that you have access to all of these alerts here because they're free until October the 1st for you to use. And then after that, they either go on a subscription base, which in my opinion is significantly less than building it yourself. So just as an example, it's costing me between $600 to $800 a month in terms of having multiple TradingView Pro memberships that's required. That's 200 euros a month just for that, on top of all these servers that I need to have, Railway, Pipedream. So the cost to build it is significantly more to use it by yourself. So I think that it's subscription-based, or you can purchase a lifetime access to both the subscription and also the indicator access as well. So you can build it to a bot if you want. So let's just get right into it. This is going to take, I will guess anywhere from 2 weeks to 1 month to grow 1,000 to 10,000, something in that manner. So let's talk about the Excel system, first of all, that we have in here. And I'm going to go over this with you guys, and we're going to try it one more time from scratch. This way you're well versed with the trade that we're taking. So the first trade that we took, it was not designed to be a win or anything like that. It was just designed so I can have data to build this spreadsheet here with you. Okay. So I know for a fact that many people will not even make it close to the end of the video. They're looking for some magical formula that's written with like a gold ink, the pen that says step 1, step 2, step 3, bam, rich. It doesn't really work like that. And it's going to require for you to listen and to absorb these skills. I don't think anything can be accomplished by putting in minimal amount of effort. You're not going to learn any craft by putting in minimal effort. Tons and tons of hours and attention must be put into something to truly understand it. So I've taken the short on Biko. Once again, it was not for the purpose of to win the trade. It was more so I needed to take a random trade that was a reasonable risk, not the highest probability to win, but a reasonable risk for data example. So I can walk you guys through the process of how to use this spreadsheet that's actually free for everybody to access. So this is the spreadsheet that I'll use. Type in today's date, August 8th, symbol, Biko, direction, is it long or is it short? This is a short. Is it open or closed? It's open. What kind of setup are you using? So for here, I'm going to call it a short. I'm calling it an Elliott wave short. Okay, that's usually what it is. If it's a short position, it's going to be because of Elliott wave always. That's 100%, 100% of the time. Okay. So time frame is a lower time frame, something like a 15-minute to a 30-minute. So it's kind of a lower time frame, I'd say. More like a 15-minute, but definitely not volatile enough to trade the 5. This is the exact setup. So we have to have the rule that this needs to be implemented before we go into the trade. Okay. So then we're in basically a $200 trade, we're going to say. Okay, close. I'm just going to make sure that I'm doing this properly here. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay, so I'm in the $200 short, roughly. So we are going to position size properly. So this is the account size, $1,000. Does that make sense? So we're going to put the amount that we begin with over there, and we're going to start filling this out. So where's the stop at? Okay, all this data is going to be found in this table. So the entry is right here. Okay, that's the entry. And then the stop is over here. Okay. I should probably just order this in the same way because it's kind of confusing like that. So this is the stop. And then the target is going to be the profit level up here. So this is the trade. Okay. So I took a position. So we have to see the stop loss is about 14% away. And the maximum that we want to risk is 1 to 2%. Right. So let's just say we take 1%, which is going to be $10. It's not that much, right? So if I wanted to risk 10% and the stop loss is 14% away, I'm going to divide that by 14. So I can trade about $71. Okay. So, but I decided to enter with a $200 position. So with $200 here, now it's going to tell you a lot of the rest of the data. So I entered with 200. It now tells me the RR. It's 1.52. As you can see, 1.52. And then we see that it's risking a large number. It's risking 2.8% of my account. It's risking $28. Okay, but I could make 21.35%. Okay, so overall, right now, I'm not that overly exposed. If you look at the overall stats, it's not that bad. I'm only in leverage total 0.2x. My average RR could be way better. The total account risk is at 2.8%. The total account risk dollar is $28. So I'm in a reasonable position, 1.52 RR. So this is the quality of the trade is all going to be fairly good. So this is the total, this is going to tell me the total position sizes that I'm in. This is the account size. So just as the example, if I end up winning this trade, let's say I take profit at 0.049 or something like that. If I take in at 0.049, I made 17% roughly, or $33. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. So then let's just say you close it at this price, and then your balance was at $1,000. Okay, so now you can judge it. How was the quality? 1 to 5, how would you judge the trade? Let's say you were happy with the trade and you followed everything to plan. It was a great trade. It would be a 5 if you're content with it. If you could have left room for improvement and you're like, wow, it actually dropped like 30% more after that, I could have maybe wrote it a little bit better. It might be like a 4, right? So you can judge it based off of however you want to. We'll just say it's a 4. Did you follow the plan? Yes or no? You can put a screenshot if you want to TradingView. Okay, so if you ever wanted to take a screenshot for something, let's just say that you were on TradingView. This is what you would do. A lot of people don't know this. Click on take a snapshot, okay? And then what you can do is you can click on right here. And you can, you can open in a new tab. So open that in a new tab, and this is what it shows you. It gives you a link right there, okay? See that? It gives you a link right there, and you can copy that link and you can paste it anytime, and it'll show you exactly that. So you're not going to see the RR on it, right? But you know, can you keep that on all the time? I wonder. I think you can't really do that. Eh? Yeah, you can't keep it on all the time on that. Can't do that. So the screenshot's going to show up just like that, unfortunately. But you can see the chart. Then what you can do is take a link, and then you can put it into here if you want. So now you got a screenshot that you can always access. See? So now you can see it every time. So now, this is for your trade notes. You can put in some notes here if you want. What did you do well? What do you need to improve? Okay, so then the next trade that you're going to take. So by the way, this is now going to show you some of your stats. You got to go to close after you're done. Okay, now this resets, right? Because it doesn't count towards the trade anymore. Now your dashboard gets updated. Tells you a lot of the stats here that we'll go over later. And then later, it's going to also go through through the P&L charts as well. So it's going to show you P&L as this goes by and as there's more data. It's going to show you P&L by trade and P&L by day as well. So this is going to be some interesting stats that pop up here. It's going to track the type of trades that you've taken, Elliott wave, etc. Also, what time frames you mainly track or mainly trade on. This is just a stats one. This should be at the end actually, and pretty cool. So you're going to see a lot of data. We're going to be using this. I'm going to go back here and just kind of change my exit price. There we go. So we got all that. Okay, so now that we're in this trade right now, so this is a pretty reasonable trade. I mean, if I win it, I would win 40, pretty big. You know, like 21% is pretty big on $200. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over hunting for a trade. Okay, so this is now hunting for a trade. And I'm going to actually put that in the next video lesson. Yeah, I'm going to stop the video. And now we're going to go into another video. Next one of how to hunt for the trade.